Ever since last September, when they began renovating a rehearsal space and dance studio in North Quincy, the burlesque troupe Boston Baby Dolls has encountered resistance from the surrounding community. In order to get both sides of the story, we took the BNN camera crew down to cover both a meeting between the troupe and Quincy residents and last night's Boston Baby Dolls fundraiser.
Come to my room. We're gonna have some fun.
We signed a lease to open the studio. We began renovating it. There was, from the start, we had some bureaucratic problems.
Part of applying for a business license in Quincy, and I expect anywhere, what you do is you talk to the ward counselor. And I called him in September, 2 days after we signed the lease, to introduce myself and say I was starting a business, and he, Brian McNamee, just flipped out. Told me, did not want stuff that I can't actually say on television.
Oh, you can say it. We're not actual television.
You're not actual television? Great, you're public access?
Yeah.
Great. Did not want strippers and shit in his neighborhood.
We call our educational arm the Boston Academy of Burlesque Education, and I've dubbed myself the headmistress. But as you saw tonight, other troupe members have other talents and are interested in teaching classes.
I've worked with Scratch and the Boston Baby Dolls for a little over a year now, and I feel like as a belly dancer, I feel like burlesque and belly dance sort of have been branded with a scarlet letter, unfortunately, and so I felt like we're sort of sisters in the whole thing, and we both have negative stereotypes that surround us. This was a show that was important to sort of break down stereotypes and make people realize that both belly dance and burlesque is about empowering women and embracing what's beautiful about being a woman.
People becoming educated and opening their minds a little bit more will find that it's a healthy exercise. It's a healthy art form. It's fine.
I was very excited to hear that they were coming to my town. I actually took a class with Miss Mina a few years ago. Joe gave me for a Christmas present. It was really fun, and just a group of women getting together just to dance and just to feel comfortable in your body.
What prompted you to give that kind of a gift?
It was purely selfish.
If you had one message to give to the people of Quincy, what would it be?
That these are local business people, they're entertainers, they're dancers. They're not the wrong element, they're actually the right element. They're folks that are out right now being creative, being fun, and doing work in the community, employing people. This is what we're supposed to be doing right now, supporting jobs and small business, and that's really what this is.
That isn't how the residents of Ward 6 felt when they gathered at this high school cafeteria to meet the Boston Baby Dolls.
We want people to come in and enjoy our city, but we also want to preserve a unique character that we believe we have. The former business was a fitness studio for women. It's a yoga lesson place. We're going from that to a business that's going to be a dance instruction business, and some of the content of the dances are adult in nature.
It says here that the dance instructors who intend to teach burlesque, queen dancing, striptease. Okay, that's not a dance studio. To me, that's a form of fantasy, of enticing men and women, striptease. And if you know anything about striptease, all you have to do is go to Revere, where there's strip clubs, visit the old downtown Boston area, and you'll see that the striptease ended up enticing and inviting all types of crime like murder, prostitution, drug addiction, came because of that.
I'm not opposed to step dancing. I'm certainly not opposed to ballet, tap, jazz, and all that, and ethnic dancing. That's the point I made when I made my comment. Why not drop the burlesque if that's going to be, like they say, a very small part of their dance lessons? How about if they drop that and compromise and keep all the rest of it? That's fine. The Pilates, the aerobics, the fitness, jazz, tap, ballet. And of course that went over like a lead balloon.
This burlesque crowd, I think they thought that they could just bring this business in here because I think they thought that, well, people like me with white hair, that oh, we have Alzheimer's, we wouldn't care, or that the neighborhood is becoming increasingly Asian, and a lot of the Asians, they don't get involved, they haven't gotten involved yet in the community, and they don't understand English, so I think they thought that this was just going to be like a nice little glide in here, and they were going to have a nice little place, and I think they're shocked that there was so many people who disagree with them.
We're not opening any type of performance center. What we're opening is a dance studio and rehearsal space. There's never going to be an audience or an opportunity for an audience in there.
I heard you're going to have boa constrictor dancing.
That's someone who can't tell the difference between a live snake and a dead ostrich. We teach classes with feather boas, but we do not teach dances with boa constrictors. We do have performers in the troupe who dance with snakes, and in fact who dance with constrictors, because they're not really very dangerous. I mean, a bite from a constrictor is not a big, as I'm sure you know.
This is the show that people have seen and that sort of thing, but it also did highlight some of the things that some of these residents are afraid of. Partial nudity, dancing with snakes, that type of thing. What would you tell a Quincy resident who sees this kind of thing and says, well, that's what we're talking about?
I think it's just misunderstood. I mean, so, there was probably more skin on a beach in a summer day than there was in this show tonight.
Moralistically, I mean, you can look at a lot of different religions in the world, like the Muslims, their women are covered from head to toe. So there's not much you can look at except for the exterior. And that's moral. But when you start showing flesh and cleavage, that's immoral, because that's enticing. When you are enticed, as a man, we are wired, this is my belief, and when we see flesh, we don't always react the proper way. And striptease shows a lot of flesh, and a lot of men struggle with this issue. And if they see a lot of flesh, they go on to other things, and it starts to degrade society, creates crime.
There are a lot of cheap, dirty aspects of regular modern culture, and burlesque is a heck of a lot cleaner than most of those.
I am very glad to see such a professional company doing wonderful shows that promote respect for these beautiful women's bodies up there.
Are you a prostitute?
No, absolutely not.
Are you an amoral sleazebag?
I am not an amoral sleazebag, but thank you for asking.
We want people to come in and enjoy our city, but we also want to preserve a unique character that we believe we have. We're a city, yet we have an offering of a small town. And as a city councilor here, I want to continue to build that shining city on a hill.
All will be decided this coming Tuesday, May 19th, when the zoning board will make its ruling on whether or not this space behind me will become the Billings Road studio or remain the shattered hole it is. Reporting from North Quincy, this is Kristina Smarz, Boston News Net.